So anyway, where the hell was I? Oh yeah. Okay. So like I've anti-static basically it's something to be desired. Anyway, here's the board. It's got a Pentium 3, 1 gigahertz installed. Here's the model number. It's a GA-6VX7-4X. So this is the original banana board. Let's inspect the capacitors here. Make sure all the radials are in tip-top shape. None of them are bulged up. None of them look spewed. And Gigabyte did use some good quality capacitors, but sometimes they do tend to fail, which is common on these older boards. Over here, you have the bearings of the operation. That's the Apollo 133, I believe that's a T. So this supports Toltons out of the box, including the Pentium 3S. 1.45 volt power supply processor. You have said dip switches right here, and our sub switches is over here. I believe one of them controls the clock speed, the other one controls the multiplier. Okay, so I was right. Well, that and also controls like the PCI bus speed, and you can set the frequency up to. Oh fuck! You should fuck. Looks like I could do this thing up to 150 megahertz for the frequency. I am wondering if it's possible to overclock a 1.4 gigahertz Pentium 3 to like a more faster processor. Yeah, of course, you also have the multiplayer switch right here. It has integrated audio. I'm not sure which type of audio it uses. I believe it's this little guy right here. Yep, that is the AC97 integrated sound. I never use it anyways, just because it has the AGP universal slide. I believe it's you can put like 1X card in there, a 2X card, a 4X card, or a 4X card, excuse me. And you got 5 PCI 32-bit slots and one lonely ISA 16-bit slot. Then you have 3 PC 66, 100, 133 SODIMM slots here. I believe this can go up to 1.5 gigahertz, but I have to look it up again. My shuttle AV18E2 supports Tolton processors out of the box, supports up to 1.5 gigahertz. Unfortunately, I think that board's starting to go. I have to take a look and see what's going on with it, because Windows tends to crash and, well, the operating system is not working very well. Okay, so over here you have the BIOS, and this is the AMI BIOS. So it's a little bit different than the operating system. Okay, so that's reversion 1.2, and there's the model number right there, right between the PCI slide 3 and PCI slide 2. And over here, that's the south bridge. Up here where the heatsink is, that's the north bridge. That's basically controlling a lot of things here. IDE, sound, things of that nature. Well, not sound. IDE, input outputs, things of that nature. You also have the floppy connector there, the ATX power connector there, a 3-pin header to hook up a case fan to it, one for the processor fan. Actually, it says power fan, so it could be the power supply fan too. Then you have the connectors for CD in, auxiliary in, telephone or modem. This is the audio modem riser. I believe that's what it's called. So I can hook up either an audio riser card in here that has like more connections. Like for example, it can have like a 5.1 channel system, including SP/Diff, or a modem. Yep, audio modem riser. Yep, okay, so I was right in that one. And then you have these two chips right here. Let's see here. And they're different. Okay, so let's see here. So it looks like there's this J24. I have no idea what J24 is. I see JP22. I'm sorry, JP24. Sorry. Um, and also there's like an option for having local area network on here. You see this blank spot right here, including all the where the capacitors, resistors, all the yards will be at. That's for the local area network. Let's see. It says jumper 24. I'm trying to figure where heck jumper 24 is at on here. It's somewhere over here, and I can't read it. Well, I'm looking for a jumper 24 on this thing. Let's see. Where the heck was I going to look up for? Is that jumper 23 right there? And that's the case open thing right there. So if you have like a little sensor, excuse me, focus is, there we go. So for example, if you have a case that has like a little sensor on the side, you'll plug that into there, and it'll say on the BIOS, like when you turn the computer on, it'll start beeping. It'll say case open, and there's that little bezel PC squeaker cam speaker. Never been quite fond of those speakers actually. Okay, so jumper 22 enables or disables the write, so I can make it where the BIOS can be read only, so that way no one can try to, well, destroy your data or your BIOS on accident. I thought I saw something for jumper 24. I do see something for jumper 24. It says open. Unless the legs are wrong. Oh, there we go. Jumper 24. Normal mode, if it's open. Close, it'll be recovery. Which means that you can recover the BIOS on the fly. Unfortunately, it's soldered in. Like soldered onto the board. I'm actually thinking about adding a PLCC socket. So that way, in case if I actually do have to replace the BIOS, I can swap it easily. And things of that nature. That's something for JP24. Maybe that was optional. I'll be honest with you. I think that was optional back then. Because I'm not seeing JP24 on here. I see JP22, which is right there adjacent to the BIOS chip. GP24 could be somewhere over here. I see GP23. I see the one for clearing the clock battery. I see GP11. 24 is somewhere. I ain't resting until I find this silly thing. But I think that was just actually optional back in the day, I'll be honest with you. Let's go ahead and take a look at that some more. Hopefully I don't drop the board on accident. Alright, how many times I've actually almost accidentally did that. I see JP11, JP9. 18, 7. It's JP24. Where is JP24 on this thing? Maybe someone can shed a light on here. And 15 more days in my whole life. I might see JP24 anywhere. Yeah, I think that was entirely optional. I might as well, I think it depends on the revision of the motherboard too, and I'll be honest with you. So, now this will definitely go on my socket 370 build once I get the hard drive working on it, and a couple other things. It is in pretty good shape. There aren't any broken traces or anything like that, which is good. Yeah, everything is a-okay for this motherboard, which is, like I said, which is good. Another thing I'm planning on doing in the future is get a couple of things done on it. Well, like I said, actually, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna archive the BIOS, because that's what I normally do when I get a motherboard, is I always back up the BIOS. I never skip that. So that way, in case if anyone needs the BIOS for their motherboard, I'll be happy to provide that to them, no extra charge. And if they need repairs, I'll be happy to do that too. Well, I'm granted not really good at soldering, except if you look at my PVM here. This is the only working PVM of the two. I've had this thing for 6 years, and I gave this thing an RGB mod just not too long ago. And this is the board that I put in there. It's a lot cleaner installation than I thought. Well, it's a lot better than before. But on the subject here, I'm going to swap parts around in that computer, test the hard drive out some more, and do a couple other things with it. This is coming along. Well, the board itself is in pretty good shape. Just needs to go into the thing, and I'm going to take a look at that shot on motherboard and see what's going on with it. I think there could be capacitors on that board that are growing up, but I'm not entirely certain though. And Shadow used to make really quick KA motherboards back in the day, especially their Hot 433, which was actually their fastest 486 motherboards on the market. They actually had that type of motherboard, and I think it was pretty darn fast. However, the turbo thing never worked with the right back anything, especially in my Packard, which reminds me I need to test out my bus card. I'll say I have here. Paid $200 for it a couple months ago. I just have to install a jumper to disable the ad lib thing. It's actually more of a suggestion to have that on there. Okay, there we go. Now it'll be disabled. I just have to give this thing a good cleaning, test it out in my 370 build. Well, the current 370 build, and see how it performs. Then I'll put it in my 46 and do some more tests on it. And unfortunately, I have to say goodbye to this Nomad. It served me well for a couple of years. Unfortunately, I have to part ways with it because money's really tight. And whoever wins the bid will be happy to have this beautiful console. It was in fantastic shape when I got it back in 2019, and unfortunately, 3 years later, it has like a bunch of scuff marks, so I have to go fix that. Of course, I grabbed the wrong Game Boy Color when I was testing out something here. But I got a couple of copies of Pokemon Crystal. This one is the Forever Save one. Swapped it into here, and see if the game still works. Yep. Okay, the time is correct. Good. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure the game was still working. This one here will get the same surgery. Because the barrier's dead. And once the barrier's dead, the save goes away. Anyway, thanks for watching. And sorry for the rambling from earlier for this one here. Apparently the asshole decided to pack this thing wrong. Dead wrong. And now I have some bubble wrap. Well, what's left of it. There's no me. I might as well buy some more bubble wrap anyways. And put in the correct size box. Give it lots of protection and everything. It'll be the thicker bubble wrap, so that way when it goes into transit and it doesn't slide around. And when I sold my Commodore 64 back in 2020, well, the bundle of it and the Roland Soundcampus 55 Mark 1 back in 2020, I packed those things like tanks. I put anything that produces electricity, like the power cords and stuff like that, I put those in the anti-static bags. A couple other things, I put them in small Ziploc bags, especially the PLA replacement chip. Well, because that was already in an anti-static thing anyways. And I put those in like its own very small box, wrap that around. The same thing with the joysticks, I wrapped those. Well, actually, I don't think I wrapped those. I put those in a box. And I made sure that everything was packed in there very well and everything. Everything arrived in one piece for both the Commodore 64 bundle and the Soundcavis 55 bundle. Well, it was just only the power brick, the original BIOS chip, and the original firmware chip and the newer firmware that I put inside of it. Well, inside of the system itself. And unfortunately, I had to let go of two of the DMG-01s. The ones that were not backlit or anything, so not modified. And I'm keeping this one here. I have to repair the red one because the scrolling wheel stopped working on it. Thumb wheel stopped working on it. So now I have to repair that. I got a couple of PSPs here that, well, actually, this one isn't working very well, and the battery's probably dead by now. Yep, the battery's dead. I have to go charge it. Well, take the battery out. Yeah, this one right here. That's just a fixer-upper one. It's Japanese now, which is rather unfortunate. Yep, the battery's dead on that one too. I have to go find the charger for all these here. This one I might fix up and sell as well. And of course, it's put the latest version in there. Yeah, MacBook 2008, it's running okay to a point. It just needs some more work on it. But as long as it runs, it's fine. It's a lot better than my laptop, my regular laptop. Except I need to use my regular laptop for reading and writing EEPROM chips and stuff like that. So this board is a good investment. And I was actually the only bidder on it, and I'll be honest with you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not going to win it. And I won it anyways. So this will be the project. This will be in the computer they have. And once that's done, I'll do some testing on it, see how it performs. Maybe even try to overclock it to 150 megahertz frontside bus, and then let's see, times 8. Man, imagine having a 2 gigahertz 1.4 gigahertz playing 3. Oh man, that would be weird. I'm not sure if they'll be stable enough though. Only one way to find out. But in the meantime, thanks for watching.